Former police officer Brian Bennett didn't always know the risks of non-fatal strangulation.
There were a lot of signs and symptoms that we were missing,
because police weren't properly trained on how to recognize them.
It made me recall instances that I had dealt with in my law enforcement career where I likely left people in danger because I didn't know what I needed to know.
Now, it's the 8th year Bennett has tried to push legislation through the South Carolina State House.
So a lot of people want to package this as a new domestic violence law. It's not a new domestic violence law.
The legislation would make strangulation its own separate felony and require agencies to go through training to recognize the signs. And part of that retraining process is rethinking what strangulation looks like and learning how to recognize signs that aren't just physical marks on your neck. For example, this is a photo of a woman who's been strangled, but you can see no marks on her neck. There are no physical signs. But when we use thermal imaging technology, you can see here there's clear marks of violence on her neck. Thermal imaging technology is fairly experimental, but police have found it works in identifying marks that can't be seen, which could provide more evidence. Bennett says non-fatal strangulation is the #1 predictor of future homicide, and a woman who survives being strangled is 800% more likely to be killed later. A study by Alliance for Hope also found that when police are killed in the line of duty, 80% of suspects had a history of domestic violence, and 30% had a history of strangulation.
It's just vitally important that we recognize it as a red flag for murder.
Domestic violence expert Sarah Barber has been frustrated by South Carolina's effort. It's the only state without a separate strangulation charge.
Every time that someone uses strangulation, in many ways, it's attempted murder. But that's not how we talk about it.
Experts say this is common sense legislation.
Everyone that I talk to who has seen and has been educated on the problem and a possible solution says this is a no-brainer. Why haven't we done it?
Bennett says he will keep fighting for the bill until it reaches the governor's desk and is hopeful this is the year. In Columbia, Delaney, Flanagan, Carolina News.